Time it is, baby. It's tea time. Let's go.
This is Rock City Party Mix Part 1. Part 1. The real VI man know what I is. Bullet.
Hey.
Girl in way she hear my boy, she must be last. Take her Megan's bare foot in the sand, she scared of jazz.
Good morning.
Jazz, she get some jazz. And she tell me she gon' tap my name right up above her.
Dang, dang, dang.
Disrespectful.
How you doing?
It's simple.
How you feeling?
Born a boy, but I twinkle.
Dirty crosses, dirty man. A twinkle is a talk drunk. Lift from your soul, your mother.
Yo, what on, bring that one that back. Starting from the top. If that's your girl and way she hear my boy, she must be last. Take her Megan's bare.
Talk to me nice.
Jazz.
Or not at all. Good morning, St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, Tortola, BVI, Puerto Rico. How we doing? It's Monday.
Man, I think that is simple. So first big up to born a boy, but I may snatch up twinkle. This no radio cut, this thing sound like a jingle. I will send this to Rashidi and to Lima. We going Bringle.
That's right. You're going to send it where to run? Tell me, talk to me.
No gangster, but please don't get shoot. I'm a boy, them quick to bust. All your pana, them is sus.
Good morning to the live. Good morning to the Facebook live. Good morning to TuneIn app. How you doing? How you feeling? How are you doing this week? How was your weekend?
Man, this another one. This another one.
It's your girl Neeks on 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush Tea in the morning. You already know what time it is. Grab a cup and pull up, baby.
I was all on the couch with your gal, even left you clues. I leave my socks in the house. When I come back, you getting removed. We don't do clubs with the gal, them in inside they fetting.
We about to get this morning started.
At the VI in your section.
First of all, long weekend and very eventful as that.
If you don't like my accent,
It wasn't too long, but it had feel a little long, you know? At least to me.
man, you know that it ain't no regs though. Cop my blend from the gas station down Pueblo. Glue to the hood like under my shoes have Velcro. That's your girl, don't know what it.
Hey, listen me, Rock City been on the rock and on the big island this weekend doing big things.
This
Oh Lord, I can't see the last time I see such a turnout.
one. This another one.
Shout out to everybody that came out and had a good time for the culture, man. Regardless of your reasons why or why not, who you voted for, why not. Listen, this is one thing about election time you gotta say. They don't bring out the big ballers, man. They definitely do. So I gotta say huge shout out for sure. That was a time to be had. And also, first and foremost, I got to say 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. We had our third annual back to school giveaway right here on the Big Island on Saturday, right outside of my Lad Variety Store and Smoke Shop, and the turnout was absolutely amazing. Thank you guys. Oh man, 500 backpacks went out. We had 5 iPhone Pro Maxes. Listen, not just no iPhone, iPhone 16 Pro Maxes, courtesy of One Communications. Listen, they went out and we had some smiley faces and parents. Hey, I know how you feel good, I know. Lovely. And then on top of that was in the end of it. Oh no, darling, let me tell you, we also gave away 5 MiFi devices, which is going to make a huge difference in how some of these kids are going to be able to traverse the school year. So shout out to you guys. Congratulations to our winners. All right, we had one parent, she had about two, three her kids won different things. Shout out to you. You went home with a bag of winners, Miss Lada. Shout out to you. But listen, I gotta say a huge thank you to all of our amazing sponsors for making it happen. Next weekend, as in Saturday coming, today's Mondays, the next Saturday, now rolling around July 25th, we are gonna be on the rock. That's right, Roe FM is gonna be on the road and on the rock yet again, bringing you the same love, the same greatness, the same iPhones, the same book bags, the same snow cones, face painting, popcorn, and all that good stuff, okay? As well as free haircuts, which was a big deal because, listen, That's one of the things you got to worry about for the first week of school. But I do advise you guys, everybody that got their freak haircuts, please, la don't bombard these barbers. Please make your appointments. And the number to call is on the gift certificate itself. So make sure to call and let them know, hey, I'm one of the winners of the back to school giveaway with Roe FM, and I would like to schedule when we can come and get our free haircut. Okay, so let's try and keep it copacetic, because a lot of these barbers, that's the busiest time back to school. Yeah, for sure. So plan ahead, make sure to communicate and get jotted in. All right, so I want to say a huge thank you, because so many of you in our community donated to this great cause and made it what it was. Okay, if you missed it, next time we hope to have you. And St. Thomas, make sure y'all pull up, tell a friend, don't miss out, because we're going to be down in the Emancipation Garden from 12 to 3 on Saturday, doing it big. Okay, I got to say huge thank you to the Office of the Governor, VI Department Sports, Parks and Recreation, VI Department of Education, Suffolk, CBNAJV. They came over from St. Thomas and was here passing out backpacks and stuff with us. So thank you so much. MCM Build USVI, Gage Edmonds for Senate, also passing out awesome individual items as well as book bags, and, rubbing shoulders, kissing babies, shaking hands. I love to see it. Shane Trucking, Christie's Real Estate, Liberty VI, One Communications, Church's Chicken, J. Benton Construction, Sea Glass Properties, Precision Auto Parts, Legacy Tires, Julian's Trucking, Phantom Eyes, My Lad Variety Store, Rittenhouse Consulting, The Makeup Bar, Chitotli Services LLC, Keswick Insurance, It's a Vibe Promotions, It's SAB Construction, Caravel Hotel and Casino, The Flaming Grill, Violets, Armstrong Ice Cream, Caribbean Cooling, James Funeral Home, Bates Trucking and Trash Removal, and Jackie's Beauty Supply Store, as well as all of us here at 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. It was a time, man, and the whole crew came out true and true in full living color. Gotta say a huge shout out to all you guys. DJ Shay, we had Lips International on the ones and twos, and King Scorpion. It was really a time to be had, and the pictures definitely show it. I gotta say huge shout out to Shot by Sin Sincere, I like to call him Senator Sin, okay, yeah, the people them Senator for sure. Okay, but listen, we had us a time. We had snow cones, we had popcorn, we had what else did we had? We had cotton candy. The kids had the opportunity to get their faces painted. And, I got to say a very, very special shout out to Jennifer Avila. She came out and she brought breakfast for all of the volunteers. And let me tell you something. I can put you on real quick, because let me tell you something. I had me a time, and that breakfast was tea. A little tray and platter with these little miniature pancakes, and it had the coconut sprinkles on top, and there was this butter. I don't know what it was, but it tasted like it was hazelnut, like this hazelnut butter, syrup on the side. We had strawberries and blueberries and all that stuff. That was perfect. It was a great way to get the day started, especially because your girl need that energy to really go out and not do my thing. So I gotta say a huge thank you, Jenny. You did your big one, and let me tell y'all need to get one of y'all Crucian Delights refreshers. Okay, go check her out on Facebook, Crucian Delights. She's always a huge supporter of Bush Tea in the Morning. She even got me my specialty Bush Tea in the Morning cup with my name on it, and covered in my dress, cause hey, drip down. Okay, huge thank you to you. You did your big one. And Jenny, everybody's talking about these refreshers. I'm gonna need you to get me some more though. I'm gonna need that to walk with that. All right, a huge thank you yet again. Also, I gotta say, guys, August 1st is coming up, and despite the fact that it's also the primaries, let me remind you guys that there's an event happening right after. So after all this stress, you can let loose a little bit down at Levels. All right, it's a night of vibes, and DJ Kimo Dan is gonna be hosting, so make sure to come on out. Representing the Gaza with Party Jesus, Star General, Fire Emblem, and also we got none other than Trinidad, which is represented by DJ Chubby, Lunatic Scones, DJ Genius, and Mr. Energy. So y'all come on out, okay? It's going to be a time to be had. That's Saturday, August 1st. Doors open 10 p.m. until. All right. That's Gaza Empire versus Trinidad, Volume 9. $20 at the door. More after, I would presume. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, head on out. We're looking for that. Whack with that. All right. In more announcements, I want to say Napa Auto Parts. Oh, no. I'm lying. I'm sorry. Those already gone. Next one. We got Levels. All right. Levels. They are definitely doing this thing big. Every week they got Tuesdays, R&B nights, Red Light District, smooth R&B vibes, drink specials, hookah and cigars starting at 7 p.m. Thursdays, each and every Thursday, they got the Candidate Conversations, which is called AKA the Sit Down. All right. It's a meet and greet at 6:30, followed by live question and answer at 7 p.m. All right. Everybody is anticipating this August 4th primary. You know, this is big, man, and probably one of the most historic election seasons of a generation, just because of the state of our territory. All this happened in between. You know, we're still laying in the remnants of the hurricanes that passed in 2017, as well as COVID-19 that came in like a wrecking ball. Okay. So that being said, come out. We got to have these candidate conversations. It's a lot of information, discussions with the community and the candidates. And then we get to vibe out after with great music, food by Kayan. We got to say, Kayan, how you doing, darling? Gifted Cuisines is definitely in the building, throwing down, and oh my gosh, it'll come in so clutch. So shout out to you, the sushi man. Also, they got drinks and great music. So come on out, man. Can't go wrong with that. Now Saturdays as well, they got DJ bringing all the energy all night long. The party starts at 10 p.m. And on Sundays, the Reminiscing Sundays, take it back with the classics, old school hits. Sushi, yet again, by Gifted Cuisine. Drinks, hookahs, starting at 7 p.m. So Levels is definitely doing it the way that it should. Come on out, okay? That being said, I want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, My Lord Variety Store and Smoke Shop right there in the Barron Spot Shopping Center. I can't thank you guys enough. You definitely support not just 101.3 Roe FM, but Bush Tea in the Morning in a big, big way. And we love ya. All right, huge shout out also to the Flaming Grill STX. Make sure y'all get your weekly specials in. Today is Monday, so they got grilled chicken breast and bang bang shrimp. Not just one, but two grilled chicken breast and bang bang shrimp. Give them a call. Order ahead, 340-778-6270. All right there across from the Ag Fairgrounds on the Queen Mary Highway. You can't miss it, so don't miss it. Liberty VI, I got to say huge shout out and good morning to you. Friday, we had the opportunity to sit with Liberty VI, and we were inside the store to let you guys know it's about a week left for you to get your True Fiber Friday connection. Now, it's not just on Fridays, but you get your free installation. It's every day that ends with Y. So thank you to you guys for having us in the studio with you. Gotta say, it was an awesome experience getting to, sit and talk with you, especially Darren. Shout out to Darren. He's very informative. Guys, head on over to Liberty VI or head online, all right, at libertyvi.com and get some more information about your True Fiber experience. This is something you don't want to miss. This special is not going to last. So make sure you head on out. It's not lasting all summer long. 1 week left, according to the social media post. So head on out. Guys, we're going to cut to a brief commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush Tea in the Morning with your hostess, Neeks. We'll be right back. Grab a cup and pull up, baby. Let's go.
You're listening to Everything Virgin Islands. 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI.
1 gig for $50 a month and a 30-day money-back guarantee? Are you fiber kidding me? I'm in. Charles, take the mic. I have to go. Oh, all right. Visit libertyvi.com/fiber and switch to Liberty True Fiber now.
Here's what the record shows. The Virgin Islands has an elected delegate to Congress, but the Brian Roach administration also chose to pay for its own Washington, D.C. representative. That representative was Terry Helenese. Public reporting shows the contract increased from $150,000 to $180,000 for 1 year. Now Helenese wants the elected delegate seat, so what did she deliver? For healthcare, for recovery, for federal benefits, for the Virgin Islanders who paid for that role. Before you vote, look at the record, then make your plan, and vote on August 1st. Paid for by Virgin Islands Advancement Coalition.
Here comes the Mega Ball. You can win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4 and you could get all. Yes, playing pick 3 and pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. Now you can win more with the Mega Ball. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with the pick 3 and a big $10,000 with the pick 4. Don't wait, play today. Play pick 3 and pick 4 with the Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball. Must be 18 and over to play.
I will finish this year strong. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to renovate my house. I'm going to consolidate my debt. I'm going to invest in my future. And I'm going to live with more purpose and peace of mind, period.
Make your plans come true with an Oriental personal loan. Apply and you could receive a credit decision the same day. Go to orientalbank.com/apply today or visit one of our branches. Certain terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Hey St. Croix, listen up! Your favorite spot, formerly known as Spicy Grill, is still turning up the heat as the Flaming Grill. Same flavors you love, now with more options. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. You can't miss it. We've got barbecue chicken, baby back ribs, pork chops, lamb chops, ribeye, and New York steak. Plus, fresh grilled salmon, mahi-mahi, and shrimp. And don't sleep on those daily specials. Kanken butter sauce, rich oxtail, Tuesday roti, and so much more. Always cooked just right. Burger lovers, you're covered. Chicken, steak, salmon, dolphin, veggie burgers with fries, wraps, wings, salads, hot sides, the whole lineup. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. Call ahead 340-778-6270 and follow us on Facebook. Same roots, a whole new fire. Are you tired of being stuck on the road with a flat or needing a battery jump and no one's there to reach you? Napa understands. So Napa Auto and Truck Parts St. Croix is announcing their Roadside Independence Tool giveaway. And here are the details. Napa is giving away one Napa 1000 peak battery amps jump starter with 120 PSI air compressor, 3.1 amp USB power, and LED light. All you have to do to enter is fill out an entry form in store. Then purchase any item from the clearance shelf or manager special shelf by July 9th for additional entries and place your entry form in the designated box with the cashier. You can earn one additional entry for every item purchased from the manager special shelf or clearance shelf. See our Facebook page for more details, and the giveaway is all year long. A special congratulations goes to our last winner of the Father's Day promotion package valued at over $1,000. Congratulations, Ferdinand Abraham. No purchase necessary. See store for details.
Your new beauty destination, The Makeup Bar, featuring premium makeup and skincare brands you love. Visit us at Five Corners Plaza on St. Croix. Open Thursday to Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. The Makeup Bar, because everyone deserves to feel beautiful.
Need construction work done? Call the team that's ready to build, repair, and transform your space. SAB Construction. From strong masonry work to smooth drywall and sheetrock installation, beautiful tile settings, and clean professional painting services, SAB Construction is here to meet all your needs. Reliable service, quality results, and affordable prices, and free estimates too. Call today, 340-205-6101 or email at sabconstruction43@gmail.com. That's SAB Construction, building island greatness, one project at a time.
The Virgin Islands has always been a place of rich culture, incredible flavor, and hard-working entrepreneurs. This is your Democratic Senator, Kenneth Kenny Gittens. During the challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, many residents turned their passion for baking and cooking into a way to support their families and earn additional income. That's why I introduced legislation to establish a structured and supportive system for safe and legal home-based food businesses in the Virgin Islands. This measure creates opportunities for local entrepreneurs to legally prepare and sell approved homemade products like breads, jams, cakes, and other shelf-stable foods, while ensuring consumer safety through registration, permitting, and food safety training provided by the Department of Health. It's about supporting small businesses, creating self-employment opportunities, reducing unnecessary red tape, and helping our people grow and succeed. I respectfully ask for your continued support so I can continue fighting for practical solutions and economic opportunities for the people of the Virgin Islands.
Paid for by the supporters of Kenneth Kenny Gittens.
Thinking about a move here in the Virgin Islands? At Sea Glass Properties, we're proud island neighbors. Whether you're buying, selling, or looking for a rental, our local agents live here, know the island, and work for you every step from first showing to closing day. And we're proud to support the Roe FM Back to School Drive, giving students a strong start to the school year. Visit seaglassproperties.com or call 340-715-7772. That's Sea Glass Properties, your home in the Virgin Islands.
Greetings, this is Neka Neekes, your candidate for delegate to Congress. For too long, the Virgin Islands has been treated as an afterthought. We pay more for food, more for shipping, more for electricity, and we continue to fight for the federal resources and representation every American citizen deserves. I'm running for Congress because our territory deserves a strong voice in Washington and someone who understands how federal policy affects everyday life here at home. My plan is simple: lower the cost of living, strengthen healthcare, protect our seniors, support our farmers and fishermen, and demand accountability from the federal government. The challenges are big, but so is our potential. Read the full platform at sorrowforcongress.com. I am Neka Neekes, your candidate for delegate to Congress and number 4 on the ballot.
From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Scott Kaplan. Another plume of Saharan dust moving in today. Hazy sunshine, breezy at times. Will get up into the lower 90s. The dust moves out tonight. Skies will be clear to partly cloudy. A passing shower possible, low in the upper 70s. Mix of sun and clouds on Tuesday. Could see a few showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will get up to around 90. Partly cloudy Tuesday night. Some more showers. Mostly after midnight, we drop back to the upper 70s. Partly to mostly sunny. A morning shower or two Wednesday, breezy, high in the lower 90s. Saharan dust returns for Thursday, hazy sunshine, breezy, hot, highs will get up into the lower 90s. More of the same on Friday, hazy sunshine, little breezy at times. Another hot afternoon, highs will get up into the lower 90s. From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Scott Kaplan.
Believe, wake up in the morning and I sip bush tea. Yeah, it's Cruciano, and you're listening to the one and only Nix and Bush Tea in the morning on 101.3 Roe FM. Say believe. Cruciano, I only there for the weekend. 9:15, you don't cross my mind. I'm ready for it, you give me the details. Rubber, food, and play more, run steady for me. Seeing face to the world, I'm only here for show. I'm only there for the weekend. We jump off for the deep end. For love, for trust, for the both of us. You know the motion of a game, so emotional. Playing first class, pass up the flap. Mama, let me up, I can see you got that. Let we do it like we never met. Climax like we never rest. No nobody's never up. There's nothing never less. Show up unexpected, but you should be expecting. Only you can come and set it down free.
Shout out, Cristiano. You already know much love, Papa. Big tune. Tune in to 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush T in the morning. Good morning to everybody on the TuneIn lap, everybody on the Facebook Live. Morning. Mel Harvey. Good morning, Maricela. I see you, boo. Hey. Yes. Listen, I'm really hoping we get to see a Virgin Islander win an award at the Caribbean Music Awards this year. I really am looking forward to seeing that. So be sure y'all are putting in your votes, please. Listen, we don't want to wave that flag big. And then when it comes for us to have to show up and do something without like, please, I beg, go and vote. Me ain't telling you who to vote for, but go and vote for your favorite Virgin Islands artists. We have quite a few nominees. Cruziana was one of them. And as we get closer to that time, when the award show is coming up, I'm going to try to see if I can get more and more of them on the air with us, even if it's just a call-in interview. Because, listen, it's important that we understand what they have going on so that we can support them. We usually, social media do a good job, to some degree, but the algorithm, So we're going to get into that. But guys, we're going to get into our tea time portion of the day, all right? Because time flies and we having fun. And we always having fun here at Bush Tea in the morning. Hey, we only there for today right now. Yes, all right, guys. So listen, as you know, I hope you got your cup and you're pulling on up because it's tea time, baby. So listen, today's tea of the week. Today's tea of the week, imagine, right? But it's all week long. Every day this week we're going to be talking about this particular tea, and it's starting off today with a brand new entry. All right, last week we had papaya leaf tea. And believe it or not, over the weekend I learned some more information about papaya leaf tea, or I should say papaya leaf per se, right? So apparently papaya leaf, if you prepare it the same way like you do the tea and you put it in your hair, believe it or not, it actually darkens your hair. Like, so for those who are struggling with graying and want a natural approach to darkening your hair, maybe you ain't ready to crossover, or maybe you just want a different look, papaya leaf, it actually does a really good job of hiding grays. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So I gotta say, you shut up. My mom actually put me onto that, and she was like, girl, I bet you didn't know. So, and it's apparently something I've seen her do for a long time. I just didn't know that's what she was using. And so based on that, I can tell you it works. It definitely works. I just didn't know that's what she was concocting over there, okay? My mom is a real herbalist of sorts, okay? She's into everything, to include composting, planting. Both her and my grandmother both have green thumbs. So, of course, that's kind of Bush Tea side I'm in. And then it's also one of the reasons why I love St. Croix so much, because there's so much agriculture and there's so much. I eat more fruits and vegetables locally grown and farmed here on St. Croix than I ever did while I was living on St. Thomas. And my uncle is a farmer, but it's just a wide variety of things that I had never been introduced to, mostly because not because St. Thomas don't have culture, but mostly because it's so tourism. Like, it's so pushed with tourism and commercialism that a lot of the real grassroots culture is easily missed if you're not in close proximity to it, right? And I was in close proximity, and still I didn't know about JoJo. Okay, that's a thing. I didn't know anything about JoJo. I didn't know about stinking toe. I didn't know that. I learned those things as a grown woman while living here on St. Croix. You understand? Also, I had heard about plum, but we don't have the trees as vastly on St. Thomas as do on St. Croix. So let me tell you, I love the additions to the culture and all that stuff, and I would just love to be able to share the best parts of both islands with each other. And as I say, we need each other. Okay, it's not UVI, it's not me VI, it's we VI, and I think it's so important that we share those things, especially with these generations that are up and coming. Okay. Now, today's leaf of the week is none other than moringa leaf tea. All right. It is one of those top tier Caribbean herbs that we use. It comes from what we call the tree of life. And why do we call it that? Because much like a lot of other trees as well, too, every part of this tree is great for you. Okay. And it has a whole lot of healing benefits. It's great for just about every age. And let's get into it. I'm going to give you the facts, okay? So instead of trying to go off of my head. Now, moringa leaf tea, a mild, earthy herbal drink made by steeping fresh dried leaves from the Moringa oleifera tree. Moringa is sometimes called the drumstick tree, horseradish tree, ben oil tree, or the miracle tree. Okay, that's a lot of name, eh? So, although it originated in parts of South Asia, it is now cultivated throughout tropical and subtropical regions, including the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Its leaves are eaten as a vegetable, dried and pounded into powder, added to soup and smoothies, and brewed as tea. Moringa leaves contain plant protein, fiber, beta-carotene, vitamin K, several B vitamins, calcium, potassium, iron, magnesium, flavonoids, and other antioxidant compounds. The precise nutritional content of a cup of tea will depend on the amount of leaf used, whether the leaves are fresh or dried, the growing conditions, and how long the tea has been steeped. A tea infusion will not necessarily contain the same concentration of nutrients as eating the whole leaves or consuming leaf powder. Okay? But one of moringa's most discussed qualities is antioxidant content. Antioxidants help the body to manage oxidative stress, which occurs when unstable molecules known as free radicals exceed the body's ability to control them. Moringa leaves contain compounds such as quercetin, chlorogenic acid, and polyphenols that have demonstrated antioxidant activity in laboratory studies. Researchers have also examined moringa for possible anti-inflammatory effects. And anything that's anti-inflammatory, you want to make sure you have at least a little bit of that in your system. Why? Because the foods that we eat regularly, especially on this side of the world, those things cause a lot of inflammation, and everything to include milk, cheese, sugars, fats. Okay, they cause a lot of inflammation. They cause a lot of phlegm to sit in your body. As you see on the western side of the world, we are a little bit more fatty than the rest of the world, and that's because of the combinations of things that we eat and our body's inability to them regularly. It's also why you see a rise in autoimmune disorders and diseases and things of that nature. So listen, anti-inflammatory, you got to find a way to get the phlegm out, get it out, get the buildup out of your system, and tea is a great way to kind of keep those levels down, right? Now, chronic inflammation is associated with many health conditions, but that does not mean that moringa tea has been proven to treat those diseases, right? You gotta make sure you get the fine print. So much of the existing research has involved laboratory experiments, animals concentrated extracts, or small human studies rather than ordinary homemade tea. Moringa is also traditionally used to support general nutrition and energy, especially in communities where access to nutrient-rich foods is limited. Because the leaves contain a wide variety of nutrients, moringa powder has sometimes been added to meals as a food fortifier. However, drinking moringa tea should complement a basic balanced diet rather than replace vegetables, fruit, protein, medical care, or prescribed nutritional treatment. Some preliminary studies have investigated whether moringa may support healthier blood sugar levels. The leaf contains compounds that could influence glucose metabolism, but the evidence in people remains limited. Anyone who uses insulin or other diabetes medication should be cautious because combining the medicine with concentrated moringa products might cause blood sugar to fall too low. All right. Researchers also explored possible effects on cholesterol, blood pressure, digestion, and liver protection. These findings are promising in some areas, but there is not yet enough strong clinical evidence to recommend moringa tea as a treatment for diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, liver disease, cancer, or any other medical conditions. For digestive wellness, a warm cup of moringa leaf tea might be soothing, and eating the whole leaves provides fiber. You need that, right? The tea itself, however, will contain much less fiber because these are normally out. Consuming much moringa powder in a concentrated preparation may cause nausea, diarrhea, stomach discomfort, or other digestive problems. So be sure to get a second opinion before consuming it in large concentrated amounts. All right, now they say for a basic cup, place approximately 1 teaspoon of dried leaves or a small handful of fresh leaves into a cup. Pour hot water over the leaves. Remember, we don't boil the leaves, right? Okay, so you pour the hot water over the leaves and cover the cup. Allow it to steep for roughly 5 to 10 minutes. Strain the tea before drinking. All right, you can add a little honey, a little, a little bit of a little brown sugar if you want, but if you could take it straight, even better. All right, so that's our tea time for the day. It's nice and nutritious, okay? The tree of life, okay? We got some more. We're going to talk about it throughout the week, so that's our little tidbit for this morning. Oh, yes, love alone. Happy Monday for sure. All right, also, our historical figure of the day. We had some requests because so many people reached out to say they really appreciated last week. We covered Pearl B. Larson and her history and her contribution to the Virgin Islands, and a lot of people didn't know some of the facts about her, so they're asking now for me to cover all the schools as we head on into our back to school season. So we're gonna do that, okay? And today I want to cover Alfredo Andrews. So let's get into it, okay? All right, so today's Virgin Islands historical figure is Alfredo Andrews, a distinguished Crucian educator and school administrator who devoted approximately 35 years of his life to the development of public education in the Virgin Islands. Alfredo Andrews was born on St. Croix on July 14th, 1913. He was a product of the local public school system and later continued his education at the university level. In 1951, he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Inter-American University of Rico. Also completed additional graduate credits toward a master's degree at that institution. His career developed during a period when public education in the Virgin Islands was expanding and professionalizing. Schools needed trained teachers, experienced principals, dependable administrators, and local leaders who understood the communities they served. It's funny how history repeats itself, doesn't it? So we're at a time where we actually need a lot of these things right now. So he needed people who understood the community that they served. Andrews became one of the Virgin Islanders who accepted that responsibility, and he began working directly with students as a teacher at the former Diamond School. Teaching gave him first-hand knowledge of the needs of the Virgin Islands children, the challenges facing classroom educators, and the importance of strong school leadership. Andrews later served as assistant principal at the Christiansted Grammar School. That institution eventually became known as Juanita Gardine School, honoring an unexpected Virgin Islands educator. As assistant principal, Andrews helped to supervise instruction, discipline, school operations, teachers, and student development. He went on to serve as principal of the La Valley School, later known as the Theodora Dunbavin School. He also led the Slob Rural and Emmanuel schools. His assignments placed him at several different St. Croix communities and required him to serve children and families with varying educational and social needs. Throughout those years, Andrews developed a reputation as a dedicated and talented educator and administrator. His service was not limited to presenting lessons. School leaders of his generation often carried broad responsibilities. They supervised teachers, communicated with families, managed limited supplies, maintained discipline, interpreted education policy, and helped schools function despite financial and infrastructure challenges. Andrew's professional life reflected the belief that Virgin Island students deserved educators who were prepared, committed, and personally invested in their future. He advanced through the system because he understood both classroom teaching and school administration. Alfredo Andrews died on July 1st, 1971, shortly before his 58th birthday. 2 years later, this Virgin Islands legislature formally honored his memory and service. On November 26, 1973, Act number 3500 authorized a school at Estate Ferdinand St. Croix to be named the Alfredo Andrews School. The designation recognizes contributions to dedication to the educational system of the Virgin Islands. Today, Alfredo Andrews Elementary School continues to serve students on St. Croix. Every class held there and every child educated on that campus extended the legacy of the man whose name it carries. The institution remains part of the St. Croix public school system and represents the lasting connection between Andrew's service and education future generations. He spent approximately 35 years teaching, leading schools, guiding educators, and serving families across St. Croix. His name on a school is more than a sign on a building. It's a permanent reminder of a Crucian educator who dedicated his life to help Virgin Islands children learn, grow, and prepare for their future. We got to say a huge shout out to Mr. Alfredo Andrews. Oh yeah, so shout out to everybody who attended that school. You know, you're a part of greatness, and the name on the school is so much more than just a title, okay? Because we get so caught up in the building itself and the fact that, oh, this is a school that we go to. We don't really understand how much went into those individuals who contributed to our infrastructure as well as the future of Virgin Islanders today. So what are we going to do at a time where we have to really be so cautious of how we are continuing the contributions that have already been made? Okay. Time for us to take anything lightly now. Education is one of our greatest assets here in our community, and we can't just take it with a grain of salt and be like, oh well, you know, this is like this because of that, because so many have poured into who we are as Virgin Islanders to make sure that we have the future that, you know, they envisioned for us. So why we don't have that? Why would we not have those futures, right? So, because it's up to us, Virgin Islanders. Nobody ain't coming to save we. It's not you VI. It's not me VI. It's we VI. Ain't they VI either. It's we own. It's we thing. All right. So, that being said, let's get into our community highlights of the day. We got some things to talk about. Women gathered on St. Thomas for the 3rd annual Women of Resilience Conference, where speakers and participants discussed overcoming personal challenges, recovering from difficult experiences, and developing emotional, professional, and spiritual strength. The program created a space for women to connect, share experiences, and encourage one another through storms of life. I gotta say a huge shout out to them because I saw the photos, I saw the posts and everything, and that looked like something absolutely phenomenal. I wish we would have them on both islands. But, you know, as we continue to traverse and make things happen in these territories, I gotta say a thank you to everyone that's fighting to make things happen. All right, that was the Women of Resilience Conference. All right, now moving forward, public school parents, this is a PSA for you. All right, so the Virgin Islands public school system is inviting eligible parents and guardians to complete its 2026 summer parent survey by August 14th. Families can provide feedback about their experiences with local schools, communication, educational services, and school climate. The department is also encouraging participation through its Parents Voice Challenge. So parents, you know, as much as we like to stand up in the supermarket and by the post office and by the gas station and, you know, maybe on social media voicing our opinions about we feel about our public schools, now is a good time. But I urge you, don't just talk about what you're doing. Like, include the things that are working so that those who are paying attention to the information that's being put out, they have some guidelines in terms of, hey, you know, this works, this might not, so that we can make those adjustments. It's not about pointing fingers and casting blame. It's about finding the areas where we can improve so that we can make it happen. And they need us, the parents, I say us because me is one too, right? But they need us, the parents, to be able to voice those things that are important to our community as well as to our children in order for us to know what happens. A lot of times, those who are holding the pen don't know what's going on the ground level. This is an opportunity for you to voice your opinion, so please participate. Urge other parents to do the same, and don't forget August 14th is the deadline. We'll have some more information on that in just a bit. Okay, continuing with our community highlights. The Sincor Heritage Group plans historic revitalization gathering. All right. The Sincor Heritage House Society is preparing a community gathering for July 30th to present its long-term vision for economic investment and historic revitalization. Residents will be invited to learn about plans connected to preserving historic properties, strengthening Christianstead, attracting responsible investments, and using heritage as part of future community development. Oh, yes, we need that. Work with that. Now, the Virgin Islands, the women's basketball team reached its semifinals of the regional qualifier after defeating the Bahamas in the quarterfinal round. Shout out to them. Hey. The team later suffered a difficult semifinal loss against Mexico, but the tournament run placed Virgin Islands athletes among leading teams in the competition and provided valuable experience against strong regional opponents. So shout out to the Virgin Islands women's basketball team. Very proud of you, ladies. Also, a local civic initiative has launched a candidate vetting process for the 2026 territorial elections. What did you know? The effort is designed to examine candidates' records, qualifications, plans, and responses to community concerns while giving voters additional information before casting their ballots. Now, this is one of those initiatives I'm truly appreciative of, because a lot of people are having a hard time deciding who they're rolling with. All right, and you see that across the timelines and the algorithm all the time, but this is really and truly a concern, because people don't want to make the wrong choice, and that's to be understood, right? You can't judge nobody for that, for wanting to be informed first. So community, and to all the small businesses, the initiatives, the small groups that are coming together to try and make sure that people are staying informed. It could get very sticky very quickly, because as opponents compete with each other, all kinds of things start to come out. Good, bad, and the in-between, things that you knew about, things you didn't know about. And sometimes that makes it very cloudy you to make a very informed decision. So I'm loving that this candidate vetting process for 2026 territorial elections is taking place. All right, now let's get into what's going on along our shores, because there's a lot to talk about, to include some of these debates that are going to assist with us making these decisions as we continue to traverse this election season. August 1st is coming right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, and that date is just as important, if not even more important, than the November elections. And why? Because this election actually determines who gets to participate in the November elections. So this is where we got to really get into that vetting. Right now, let's continue. A newly introduced bill in the United States House of Representatives seeks to change federal citizenship laws for children born in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Guam, and the Northern Mariana Islands beginning January 1 of 2027. Under current federal law, people born in the Virgin Islands are subject to United States jurisdiction, are generally recognized as United States citizens at birth. The proposed legislation would insert an ending date into that statutory guarantee. That bill contains language indicating that citizenship would remain protected for children whose parent is a United States citizen or lawful permanent resident. However, territorial rights advocates argue that other portions of the bill may be broader than its stated purpose and could create uncertainty about which children would qualify. The proposal relies in part on Congress authority under the Constitution's Territory Clause and on legal reasoning associated with the controversial insular cases. Those early Supreme Court decisions established that not every constitutional provision automatically applies to in full to unincorporated territories. Opponents argue that Congress should not possess power to remove citizenship from future generations of people born under the United States flag. They have also warned that the proposal could create children who have no clearly recognized citizenship elsewhere. The measure would not remove citizenship from people born before the proposed January 1, 2027 cutoff. It must also move through the full congressional Congress before it could become law. So this is not a law as yet, okay? Including committee consideration, votes in both chambers, and presidential action. So Don't be dismayed. This is not yet a law, but it is on the table for discussion. So it's something we should definitely be paying attention to. Ladies and gentlemen, this affects us directly, okay? Which is why it's also important that, hey, we got to be paying attention to who we are putting in these positions, because representation matters and counts, okay? Now, moving on, Lieutenant Governor debate produces tough questions on the Epstein school and government accountability. All right. The three Democratic candidates for Lieutenant Governor faced detailed questioning during a televised debate focused on banking, individual health insurance, government accountability, school leadership, and the responsibilities of the Lieutenant Governor's office. Senators Milton Potter and Novell Francis Jr. appeared alongside St. Croix Educational Complex Principal Rodney Moorhead. Each candidate was asked not only to identify problems, but also to explain how he would use the office's regulatory and administrative powers to address them. Potter was challenged over the legislature's failure to hold local investigative hearings concerning Jeffrey Epstein's activities and connections in the Virgin Islands. He said legislatures had concluded that little would be gained by holding hearings, while Francis disputed the suggestions that lawmakers had reached. I'm sorry. Oh man, he said that legislators had concluded that little would be gained by holding hearings, while Francis disputed the suggestion that lawmakers had reached a shared decision. Moorhead faced questions about his leadership during periods when students and employees at the St. Croix Educational Complex raised concerns involving heat, mold, infrastructure, and unsafe conditions. He defended his record and said he had communicated with parents and education officials, although moderators questioned why he was not more publicly visible. Francis was questioned about his handling of the Virgin Islands Compensation Commission report while serving as Senate President. He accepted responsibility for his actions, but continued to dispute whether the report had been properly delivered to him. The candidates also discussed the lack of individual health insurance options. All agreed that government support or subsidies would probably be necessary, although their ideas differed on funding and implementation. All right. All three Democratic Lieutenant Governor candidates have pledged to produce a public report showing how banks lend money, on St. Croix, Thomas, and St. John. The proposed score would track more than the products banks advertise. It could include the number of residents applying for mortgages and other loans, approval and denial rates, interest rates offered, processing times, construction financing, and differences among the islands. Current federal evaluations generally treat the Virgin Islands as one combined assessment area. That makes it difficult to determine whether residents and businesses on one island are receiving fewer loans or facing different outcomes than applicants elsewhere in the territory. The candidates all agreed that the public should have access to island-specific lending information, but they proposed different methods for improving the banking system. Potter called for banking summit, stronger regulatory staffing, additional competition, and direct discussions with institutions about products that remain unavailable locally. Francis emphasized enforcement of existing community reinvestment requirements, greater regulatory independence, and consequences for banks that fail to adequately serve Virgin Islands residents. Moorhead proposed fully staffing the banking board, meeting with banks more frequently, collecting stronger local data, and actively recruiting additional financial institutions. The Lieutenant Governor chairs the Virgin Islands Banking Board and oversees the division responsible for regulating bank, mortgage companies, insurance providers, money transmitters, and other financial businesses. More as on these stories and others when we get back. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush in the morning. Keep it locked, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Desperation. That's what you're seeing from the Roach Francis campaign. They've launched a wave of negative attacks, trying to tie Stacey Plaskett to the worst person in Virgin Islands history, Jeffrey Epstein. But in politics, the loudest finger-pointing usually comes from the people with the most to hide. Let's talk about the real numbers. According to official FEC filings, Stacey Plaskett's congressional campaign received a little over $8,000 from Epstein. And what did she do with it? She didn't keep it. Plaskett gave every single dollar directly to women's support organizations right here in the Virgin Islands. In fact, Stacey Plaskett is the only person in the Virgin Islands where the Epstein victims themselves completely dismissed any claims against her, clearing her name once and for all. But the Roach Francis campaign? Pure hypocrisy. Reports and files reveal that the Brian Roach campaign received the most money of all, a staggering $380,000 connected to Epstein. They want to talk about dirty money? Look at their own bank accounts. Multiple politicians and local nonprofits took his money. You want to know who else took money from Epstein? 4 major organizations in our community, and even Donna Fret Gregory accepted laptops from Epstein for the children of the Virgin Islands as Commissioner of Education, though she returned the money she received. But it gets worse. FBI reports show that Lieutenant Governor Roach's campaign received over $300,000 from Epstein. The official Epstein report explicitly shows wire transfers of even $75,000 directly to the campaign. Over $300,000. So we have to ask, why hasn't Lieutenant Governor Roach acknowledged this? Why hasn't he apologized to the people for taking that money? Why has he said absolutely nothing about it? What else is he hiding? Why is he always silent when trouble comes? Virgin Islands, it's time to reject the hypocrisy. Demand the truth.
Finish this year strong. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to renovate my house. I'm going to consolidate my debt. I'm going to invest in my future. And I'm going to live with more purpose and peace of mind, period.
Make your plans come true with an Oriental personal loan. Apply and you could receive a credit decision the same day. Go to orientalbank.com/apply today or visit one of our branches. Certain terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Look! 1 gig upload, 1 gig download. Perfection! I'm downloading a video on how to upload videos while uploading a video on how to download them. All at the same time. Symmetrical. Beautiful. 1 gig for $50 a month. Switch to Liberty True Fiber now. Visit libertyvi.com/fiber.
It's time for the biggest back-to-school giveaway of the year. 101.3 Roe FM is giving away 1,000 free bags and supplies to help our students head back to school prepared and ready for success. Join us Saturday, July 18th at the Barron Spot Village Mall on St. Croix and Saturday, July 25th at Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. The fun kicks off at 12 noon and goes until 3 p.m. Kids receiving book bags will also enjoy free snow cones, face painting, haircut certificates, and so much more. And that's not all. Thanks to One Communications, we're giving away 5 iPhone 16 Pro Max devices and 5 MiFi devices. Plus, don't miss the Pass It Down uniform give back in collaboration with the Butterfly Effect, helping families prepare for the new school year. This community event is made possible by our generous sponsors: Office of the Governor, the VI Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, the VI Department of Education, SoFolk CBNA JV, MCM Build USVI, Gage Edmonds Force Senate, Shane King, Chris Real Estate, Liberty VI, One Communications, Church's Chicken, J. Benton Construction, Sea Glass Properties, Precision Auto Parts, Legacy Tires, Julian's Trucking, Phantomize, My Lord Variety Store, Rittenhouse Consultant, The Makeup Bar, Chitoli Services LLC, Haswick Insurance, It's a Vibe Promotion, SAB Construction, Caravel Hotel and Casino, The Flamin' Grill, Violette's Boutique, Armstrong Ice Cream, Caribbean Coolin', James Family Florist and Funeral Home, Bates Trucking and Trash Removal, Jackie's Beauty Supply, and of course, your community station, 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI. We'll see you July 18th on St. Croix and July 25th on St. Thomas, because at 101.3 Roe FM, we're proud to give back to our community, one child at a time.
It's official, and the countdown is on for Daddy Jones' 53 annual birthday bash. On Saturday, July 25th at the Captain's Yard at Coral Sea, Daddy Jones and friends set to mash up the place, performing live Bio International, Pascal, Lorna Freeman, Shakima, Figgy, Impact Band, and the Energy God, Boomba. Hosted all by Big Man Pass and juggling by DJ Chubby and Lips International. Doors open at 9 p.m. and we ain't leaving till the last panak. Get your tickets at Armstrong's Ice Cream, Don't Pay Me No Mind, and Eventbrite. Saturday, July 25th at the Captain's Yard at Coral Sea. It's the Daddy Jones 53 annual birthday bash.
Virgin Islands, it's time. Time to make your voice heard. Time to make your vote count. Get out and vote. Mark your calendars. Early voting for the 2026 primary election runs July 20th through July 29th for St. Thomas and St. Croix, and July 23rd through July 29th on St. John. Voting hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily on St. Thomas and St. Croix, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily on St. John. Voting is easy, convenient, and transparent. Voters in the St. Thomas-St. John district may vote at either voting center. On St. Thomas, vote at Election Systems Office located at Lockhart Gardens above Banco Popular. On St. John, vote at the Election Systems Office located at the Marketplace, 3rd floor, Suite 2. On St. Croix, vote at the Election Systems Office located at Sunny Isle Shopping Center, Unit 26. Whether you vote early or on Election Day, your vote matters.
Get out and vote. Every vote brought to you by the election system of the Virgin Islands. Now remember, one vote makes a difference.
You're listening to 101.3 Roe FM, now broadcasting from the Napa Auto and Truck Parts Studio. Fisherman's wife, did he call you for that part? Call us. We'll have it ready for pickup before he's back to shore.
This is the VI Star Boy Bugsy Busy Bee, and it's all about the Bush Tea in the morning show. I play Bush Tea power on there. Hey DJ DJ, hey Neka Neekes, how we go? 101.3 Roe FM.
Hey yo, catch yourself, man. Catch yourself, yo.
Dang, 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 dang. Good morning, Bugsy. I see you. Y'all are tuning in to 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush in the morning. It's Monday. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Yes, it's done 9 o'clock. I see you dragging. Come on, let's go. See tune there. That's right, that's right.
So tell yourself, yesterday is not today. Today is a better day. Yesterday,
hey, today is a better day.
Check the road, all the way, and for Joseph. Yesterday is not today.
Today is early voting day. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's right, that's right. I had to make sure I understand the thing. It's 1 minute past the hour, 9 o'clock. Listen, we're going through so much in our territory. Everything from a rise in violence to the cost of living being sky high. We got so many things to talk about. So many things to complain about. Cost, fuss, and quick up. But listen, we got to be the ones to make it a better day. And it starts with you going out and making sure that you get in the early voting line. It starts today officially, Monday, July 20th. No more waiting, no more waiting. Let's go. If you want to know your status, hey, now's a good time to go find out too, you know. St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, attacking for you. Alayan Water Island, come true. All right, we need that work with that. Okay, it's early voting day today. And Liams, what are you saying? We going to vote or what? Guys, listen, this is not a drill. This is it. Okay, August 1st is the primaries. You don't want to stand in line. You don't want to be in the heat. You want to beat the rush. Get out and early vote now. Now is the time to get your votes in. So that way, come August 1st, that's the last time to vote in the primary, okay? And you want to wait till the last minute. Because what people are saying, when you wait for last minute, they wait for you. When you plan for last minute, they plan for you. Things that happen, you know what can go down on the first. All right, so make sure that you beat the rush, okay? Beat the rush. Don't do the last minute thing. That's an island people thing that hang over we head. So no, we want to do that. We want better. When you want better, you must do better. You want different, you must do different. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So shout out to everybody who made sure to register. Good morning, Sasha. I see you, darling. All right, good morning. Shout out to everybody that made sure to register and make sure you are exercising your right to vote. All right, now don't be out there telling people who to vote for. Don't you want to be biased. Everybody get his side, and things is definitely amped up and heating up as we get closer to the time where we gotta go and check off on those ballots. But if you want to beat the rush again, make sure to go and make sure to go and vote. All right, one of the ways you can make sure that you do so is to head online. All right, www.vivote.gov if you need some information, if you want to check your status and see if you're still in the runs, okay, because you had time to register and you won't be able to register again until after the early voting process, okay? So, but if you missed this, that's okay. We still have our general elections that we're going to be doing as well, too. But for those of you who are registered, go out and utilize it. I have too many people who are registered or as inactive voters, okay? That's not good. That's not good at all. That means you're in the system, but you're not utilizing your right to vote. We don't want that, okay? There are a slew of people. I want to tell you the list, long, like Mary Highway, okay? Go and make sure that you are utilizing your right to vote. If you know that you went and you registered and you have not voted in some time, it's probably you I'm talking to. All right? And I actually had the opportunity to see a detailed list of these individuals who are not utilizing their right to vote. And somehow, at least I know very well. I don't know why you ain't going to vote, but you kind of call it we back. We need progress in the place. We need things done. So we're going to utilize our rights and get on out there the right thing. Yes. Lord of mercy. We got some more news. But first of all, I gotta say a huge thank you to My Lord Variety Store and Smoke Shop. Right there in the Barron Spot Shopping Center. Also gotta say a huge thank you to the Flaming Grill STX. Guys, you know their specials today. Oh yes, it's grilled chicken breast and bang shrimp. So make sure y'all come in and head on over there, okay? Head on over and get yourself something nice and hot to eat. Maybe while you're on the way to go vote, right? 340-778-6270. That's the number to call, all right? Also, I got to say a huge thank you because at our back to school giveaway, Nav Jewelers donated some specialty character book bags as well as some copybooks to our students. And those are some of the items we were able to also raffle off. We had many items to give away. So thank you to Nav Jewelers for your awesome contribution. Y'all are the real deal. Really appreciate you. Oh, yes. And listen, those kids' faces were so lit up. So in addition to, the general book bags that we gave out, 500 of them, mind you, we also had quite a number of character book bags, everything from Doc McStuffins, Frozen. We had some Mickey Mouse. What else did we had? Can't remember all these characters, but they were so cute. They were awesome. We had some Avengers as well too. So girls and boys, young girls and boys, kindergarten age and up, also had the opportunity to get them some cute character bags to go to school with. And these kids, they have their preferences. Yes. Good morning, Kaimasio. Yes. I also want to say, for everybody that's looking for interviews and advertising, you're looking for a spot on a slot, give us a call at 340-204-8512. We'll be happy to cater to you. All right. 340-204-8512. And again, I want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors for our school giveaway. Don't forget, St. Thomas, you got next weekend, as in this Saturday coming up. This Saturday coming up, the 25th of July, we're going to be on the rock representing big time and doing it big, making sure that we giving back. We don't like to do it on just one island because this ain't a St. Croix station. All right, contrary to popular belief. We might be on St. Croix. Maybe that's where we have our first location, right? But this is not a St. Croix station. This is a Virgin Islands radio station. Okay, big things popping. All right, listen, and ran, operated, and produce all of that good stuff. Everything you see and hear about the station is done by local hands. Okay, people that are born here, raised here, vetted here, love here, praise here, uplift here, give back here, do here, lay their head here, drink their bush tea here. I'm telling you, locally owned, ran, operated. Okay, right here at 101.3 Roe FM. So let me tell you something. Make sure you're doing the right thing and you're supporting, you're tuning in, you're listening, and you're always showing up, because we're going to show up for you. It's not you, VI. It's not me, VI. It's we, VI. And let's get back into some news about here in our Virgin Islands. Right now, lawmakers have been told that the territory's 3 government-operated residential care facilities are not currently prepared to obtain federal certification from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Federal certification requires facilities to meet standards involving staffing, residents, safety, medical care, physical conditions, record keeping, emergency preparation, infection control, nutrition, and patients' rights. Officials estimated that bringing the facilities into compliance could cost as much as $14 million. The government must evaluate repairs, equipment, staffing, professional services, building improvements, and administrative systems before the certification process can be completed. 19 Virgin Islands residents are reportedly being housed in facilities outside the territory. Final placement can separate residents from their relatives, communities, churches, familiar healthcare providers, and cultural environments. Families may also face the cost of difficulty of traveling to visit loved ones. Those challenges become greater for elderly relatives, people with disabilities, and families with limited income. Certification could allow qualifying facilities to receive federal reimbursements for certain services, potentially creating a more sustainable source of revenue. However, officials must first demonstrate that each location meets the required standard of care. Lawmakers question how long the improvements would take, where the government would obtain the necessary funding, and when residents housed outside the territory could safely return. More on this story as well as others in just a bit. As you know, we're going to keep the lights on and the mics on. It's Bush T in the morning, baby, with your girl Neeks. We're going to be right back after these messages in just a bit. Keep it locked. Don't touch that dial. It's 101.3, baby. Keep it locked.
Well, look who it is. It's the Roe FM with all the big tune, all the sweet. I'll tell you how you love it. Roe FM is tea. Roe FM is tea. You know what? It's your boy Adam when you're listening to Roe FM. We VI.
I will will finish this year strong. I'm going to be the best version of myself. I'm going to renovate my house. I'm going to consolidate my debt. I'm going to invest in my future. And I'm going to live with more purpose and peace of mind, period.
Make your plans come true with an Oriental personal loan. Apply and you could receive a credit decision the same day. Go to orientalbank.com/apply today or visit one of our branches. Certain terms, conditions, and restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Look! 1 gig upload, 1 gig download. Perfection! I'm downloading a video how to upload videos while uploading a video on how to download them. All at the same time. Symmetrical. Beautiful. 1 gig for $15 a month. Switch to Liberty True Fiber now. Visit libertyvi.com/fiber.
It's time for the biggest back-to-school giveaway of the year. 101.3 Roe FM is giving away 1,000 free book bags and supplies to help our students head back to school prepared and ready for success. Join us Saturday, July 18th at the Barron Spot Village Mall on St. Croix and Saturday, July 25th at Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. The fun kicks off at 12 noon and goes until 3 p.m. Kids receiving book bags will also enjoy free snow cones, face painting, haircut certificates, and so much more. And that's not all. Thanks to One Communications, we're giving away 5 iPhone 16 Pro Max devices and 5 MiFi devices. Don't miss Pass It Down Uniform Give Back in collaboration with the Butterfly Effect, helping families prepare for the new school year. This community event is made possible by our generous sponsors: Office of the Governor, the VI Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, the VI Department of Education, Suffolk CBNA JV, MCM Build USVI, Gage Edmonds Force Senate, Shane Trucking, Christie's Real Estate, Liberty VI, One Communications, Church's Chicken, J. Benton Construction, Sea Glass Properties, Precision Auto Parts, Legacy Tires, Julian's Trucking, Phantomize, My Lord Variety Store, Rittenhouse Consultant, The Makeup Bar, Chitoli Services LLC, Haswick Insurance, It's a Vibe Promotion, SAB Construction, Caravel Hotel and Casino, The Flamin' Grill, Violette's Boutique, Armstrong Ice Cream, Caribbean Coolin', James Family Florist and Funeral Home, Bates Truck and Trash Removal, Jackie's Beauty Supply, and of course, your community station, 101.3 Roe FM WEVI. We'll see you July 18th on St. Croix and July 25th on St. Thomas, because at 101.3 Roe FM, we're proud to give back to our community one child at a time.
Legacy Tires, where you get quality tires at the lowest price on island. Locally owned and operated with more than 40 years in the tire business. The professional staff at Legacy Tires would like to welcome everyone to come in and experience a better way to love your vehicle. Visit us today at 57 Castle Coakley or call us at 340-690-8973. Legacy Tires, where you are family too.
Hey St. Croix, listen up! Your favorite spot, formerly known as Spicy Grill, is still turning up the heat as the Flaming Grill. Same flavors you love, now with more options. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV, you can't miss it. We've got barbecue chicken, baby back ribs, pork chops, lamb chops, ribeye, and New York steak, plus fresh grilled salmon, mahi-mahi, and shrimp. And don't sleep on those daily specials: Kanken butter sauce, rich oxtail, Tuesday roti, and so much more. Always cooked just right. Burger lovers, you're covered. Chicken, steak, salmon, dolphin, veggie burgers with fries, wraps, wings, salads, hot sides, the whole lineup. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located across from the Agricultural Fairgrounds on the road headed to the BMV. Call ahead 340-778-6270 and follow us on Facebook. Same roots, a whole new fire.
It's official, and the countdown is on for Daddy Jones' Filthy 3 annual birthday bash. On Saturday, July 20th, at the Captain at Coral C. Daddy Jones and friends set to mash up the place. Performing live, Fire International. Shakima, Ziggy, Impact Band, and the Energy God. Energy God. Hosted all by Big Man Bass and juggling by DJ Chubby and Lips International. Doors open at 9 p.m. and we ain't leaving till the last knock. Get your tickets at Armstrong's Ice Cream, Don't Pay Me No Mind, and Eventbrite. Saturday, July 25th at the Captain's Yard at Coral Sea. It's the Danny Jones Filthy Free Annual Birthday Bash.
1 gig for $50 a month and a 30-day money-back guarantee? Are you fiber kidding me? I'm in! Charles, take the mic. I have to go. Oh, all right. Visit libertyvi.com/fiber and switch to Liberty True Fiber now.
Hey hon, have you checked out Precision Auto Parts? They have everything you need for your car.
Is that the new auto parts store where cars only used to be by 5 corners?
Yes, they offer the widest variety of domestic and foreign parts. From oil to batteries, filters to lawnmowers and trimmer accessories, they have it all.
Wow, that's amazing. I heard they had the lowest prices in town too.
Absolutely. Plus, their customer service is top notch. They really know their stuff.
For all your automobile accessory needs, visit Precision Auto Parts. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Call them today at 340-773-776.
Precision Auto Parts, your one-stop shop for quality auto parts at unbeatable prices. Precision Auto Parts, for a smoother ride.
My fellow Virgin Islanders, this is your gubernatorial candidate, Donna Fred Gregory. We must raise the standards of government service. Our people are tired of outdated processes and neglect. They deserve better. We'll cut waste and make every dollar work for you. Our seniors deserve dignity and care. Government employees deserve safe and healthy workspaces. Our historic towns deserve real investment. And taxpayers deserve accountability. Lieutenant Governor Roach cannot distance himself from this administration's failures. For nearly 8 years, he has been the second highest elected official. Leadership means taking responsibility and delivering solutions. Rodney Moorhead and I will govern as one team. It's time to return government to the people with accountability, hard work, and results. It's time to get to work. On election day, vote for 3. Donna Gregory and Rodney Moorhead for governor and lieutenant governor. On August 1, vote number 3.
Virgin Island people, they tell me they set and ready for this.
Paid for by VI Now for DFG. I know, you know, we all know. WAPA, healthcare, education, and infrastructure are problems facing all of we in this territory. But I know Kurt Daly will ask the tough questions, will demand answers, and offer solutions to resolving the issues. Why do you think he gave government employees raises from $27,000 to $35,000? Why do you think he reformed the Education Initiative Fund to strengthen oversight and improve flexibility in educational funding, as well as appropriated funds for special education evaluations? Why do you think he mandated electronic payment systems for the Virgin Islands Taxicab Commission? Why do you think he supported appropriations for WAPA street lighting improvements across the Virgin Islands? Why do you think he expanded the hotel development program incentives to support hotel expansion and economic growth on St. Croix? And why do you think he petitioned Congress to include the Virgin Islands as full participants in the Affordable Care Act? Come on, man. Responsibility goes a long way in managing the future of these islands. He will continue to do that. Effective governance takes integrity, experience, and accountability. Give your vote, man. On election day, vote Kurt VLA, number 5 on the ballot.
Paid for by friends of Kurt VLA to the Senate.
Vote number 3 to Congress. People want to know where you come from. I'm a born crucial. What I'm saying is true. I come from
I'm up with you. Terry Alanis to Congress. I am very cool. Terry Alanis to Congress. Educating good old school. Terry Alanis to Congress. I find that he can believe it or not. Terry Alanis to Congress. St. Anne Church in Barron's Party. Terry Alanis to Congress. This is some of my accomplishments. Terry Alanis to Congress. In black and white is proven. Terry Alanis to Congress. Got 1 billion for rum cover over. Terry Alanis 97% Virgin Islander. Terry Alanis to Congress. And Captain Morgan Diageo. Terry Alanis to Congress. I want you all to know it. Terry Alanis, Terry Alanis, Terry Alanis to Congress. Number 3 on the ballot.
Asking who is Delia Smith? Well, let me tell you, Delia is a St. Jonian wife, mother, and grandmother who has spent her entire adult life serving the people of the Virgin Islands. Her impeccable character and integrity is absolutely what we need and what earned her the historic position of U.S. Attorney. In that office, she demonstrated her courage to take on even the hardest fights and win, as well as her ability to easily form relationships and earn the respect of colleagues from both political parties. Through her work and as a lifelong resident, she knows us and the challenges we face firsthand. Her most important asset, though, is her unquestionable passion for service, not to herself, donors, or special interests, but to all of the people of the Virgin Islands. She is mature, competent, and deeply committed to giving us the highest quality of representation. This is Donna Christensen. Vote number 2, Delia Smith, for delegate to Congress.
Vote Delia Smith. Vote your voice. Delia Smith. The people's choice.
Vote for Delia Smith on August 1st. Paid for by Delia Smith for Congress number 2 on the ballot.
Don't come tell me about popularity, cause if you flip the switch, you will find it never help a country. Every hope for plenty money, billion. I'm talking about Stacey, to vitalize and stimulate the economy. SOS, the Virgin Island is sinking, to stop the disaster. We need a new captain, that's when Stacey Plaskett coming. We sail the ship, for Stacey Plaskett for all of still and water cold. For Stacey Plaskett for all of still and water cold. We build on the Virgin Islands, to walk where we keep it, we build, design, and serve.
Sponsored by Plaskett Potter for People.
From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Scott Kaplan. Another plume of Saharan dust moving in today. Hazy sunshine, breezy at times. We'll get up into the lower 90s. The dust moves out tonight. Skies will be clear to partly cloudy. A passing shower possible, low in the upper 70s. Mix of sun and clouds on Tuesday. Could see a few showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures will get up to around 90. Partly cloudy Tuesday night. Some more showers. Mostly after midnight, we drop back to the upper 70s. Partly to mostly sunny. A morning shower or two Wednesday, breezy, high in the lower 90s. Saharan dust returns for Thursday, hazy sunshine, breezy, hot, highs will get up into the lower 90s. More of the same on Friday, hazy sunshine, little breezy at times, another hot afternoon, highs will get up into the lower 90s. From the VI Radio Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Scott Kaplan.
You're live with Neka Neekes on Bush Tea in the Morning. You heard?
It's AWTITUDE representing the Boondocks, the black organization of noble diplomats optimizing expressions. Neka Neekes, yeah man, you make the sound play sweet. Yeah, people rocking and dipping out the street. Attitude say that. Look how the vibe sweet. Boondocks.
It's just attitude. Pressure bus by is a young boy production. Can't say you are my brethren if you don't stay true to the thing.
Hey. Good morning again. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Shout out to all the queens, the boss ladies, and the in-between. Shout out to all the money done them.
That's not how we
the small businesses, keep our community afloat. I see you. All the outside the box thinkers. All the movers and the doers. The make it shakers. Hey, hey. I see you. All right, so listen, we're going to get back into it. You tune into 101.3 Roe FM, WEVIN, Bush Tina Mana with your girl Neeks. Sponsored and brought to you in part by My Lord Variety Store and Smoke Shop, The Flaming Grill, STX, and Liberty VI, baby. This is Real No Real by Pressure Bus Pipe and Brass Attitude. So if you don't know, you might not be as real as you think. If you ain't sure, you might gotta check yourself. Cause real no real. Yes. All right. So let's get back into this news and what's going on along our shores right here in these emeralds of the sea that we call home. All right. A bill establishing a formal territorial process for naming and renaming government parks, recreational spaces, and related facilities had advanced from a Senate committee. The proposal would create a territorial park naming program and establish consistent requirements for future naming decisions. Lawmakers want to reduce confusion and ensure that honorees are properly researched before their names are attached to public property. I just have a question. So what were we doing before? I don't know. Okay. All right, let's continue because several government agencies reported the concept while recommending changes. Officials asked for stronger provisions involving complete property inventories, standardized physical addresses, signs, federal funding conditions, and restrictions contained in deeds. A public property may have legal limitations that prevent certain uses or naming changes. Property developed with federal money may also be subject to conditions that must be considered before a new name is approved. The discussion also highlighted the need for the government to know exactly which agency owns or controls each park, field, recreational center, and open space. Incomplete property records can create problems involving maintenance, improvements, leases, emergency response, and public access. The sponsor plans to incorporate recommended amendments before the measure reaches its next stage of legislative review. So that being said, cross those T's and dot those I's, please. Okay, but this is why I don't make sure I do our via historic backgrounds, because we don't need to know who these people be. And why they're on these signs, why they're on these roadways, why they're on the schools and these parks and these, monuments, because it's important. But each of them have a story, and so far, hey, we ain't had no miss, because we've been doing this since March 1st to celebrate VI History month, and now it's gonna be VI History year, because we well into July and we run out of them yet. Oh man, and I have my favorites. I have a few that I really, really enjoyed sharing. And I've learned a whole lot. I don't know about y'all, but I have learned a whole lot about things I didn't know anything about just by covering these stories about who these individuals are, what they did, where they came from, and what really inspired them to step up into these roles that defined their place in VI history. So, we're going to continue doing that. All right. Now, moving right along. A St. Thomas fisherman who failed to return from a Thursday fishing trip was found alive Friday morning on Savannah Island. Thank you, Jesus. Lot of mercy. Okay, I thought this was going to be another bad story, but after an hours-long search involving local and federal responders. All right, the fisherman had reportedly traveled in a dinghy before the vessel experienced mechanical problems. When he did not return as expected, authorities were notified and a coordinated research began. The United States Coast Guard led search efforts with support from the Virgin Islands Police Department's Marine Unit. Responders examined waters and Islands west of St. Thomas while trying to determine the man's likely route and location. The police department's marine officers eventually found him on Savannah Island and returned him safely. The rescue ended a tense overnight period for his relatives and members of the boating community. Marine emergencies can develop quickly when a vessel loses power, weather conditions change, or a person cannot communicate a location. Boaters are encouraged to carry properly fitted life jackets, reliable communication equipment, emergency signaling devices, water navigation tools, and sufficient fuel. Travelers should also tell someone where they are going, when they are expected to return, and what vessels they are using. That information can significantly narrow a search area when someone is overdue. Okay, now listen. Earlier this weekend, I saw a post asking, how people feel about sharing their location. On your phone, you can share your location with somebody, and then I don't know. I've had differing opinions about the topic over the years, just because when it first came into being, I just felt like it was an intrusion of privacy. Not that anybody have anything to hide or anything, but it's just like, who wants to be sitting there just tracking where you're going all the time? And some people tend to take or abuse, of having certain liberties and whatnot. I feel like if it's not a parent or a family member or whatnot, why would you have my location all the time? Until I was traveling one time and I said, you know what, things look a little sketchy here. I said, in my location, please make sure anything happens to me, you know where I am. And I've become more and more of a fan of it, right? Just because, especially for people that genuinely really care about you and they know what to do in the event of a crisis, right? They're saying just because, oh, I know you, you know me, here's my location. That's weird behavior. But, in a situation like this, somebody having his location might have assisted with at least closing or narrowing down the area where he might have been. So being we have all these technological advancements, all right, and things that are available literally at our fingertips, hey, it could come in handy, when things like this happen. People still go missing on a regular basis every single day. And I'm truly happy that this story isn't one that ended on a more somber note. Congratulations to him and his family. I know they got to ease and can put their minds to rest. That being said, please be safe, especially when navigating the waters along our shores and our islands, because let me tell you something. Did you know that we literally are sitting right on top of the second deepest trench in the world? Okay, please make sure that you are being safe, because in some places we ain't got no bottom. Like, there is no bottom to hit, and nobody can tell me that's where the Kraken lives because this is why we have these stories. And Christopher Columbus had a lot of things to say about our waters, to include things about mermaids and things of the deep and this and that. And I could see why, because God knows what's down there. But hey, be safe, people. Be safe. Too many people went missing and were never found in these waters for the very same reason. All right. So happy this is a happier story. Now, moving right along, a federal judge has denied Brett McLafferty's emergency request to be immediately restored to the ballot in a race for delegate to Congress. McLafferty sought a temporary restraining order after election officials disqualified his candidacy. The court declined to order his immediate recertification, but allowed the broader legal challenge to continue. An evidentiary hearing has been scheduled for August. That hearing will give both sides an opportunity to present testimony, documents, legal arguments, and information about how election officials applied the territory's candidate qualification rules. McLafferty has argued that his removal was improper and that immediate relief was necessary to protect his ability to compete in the election. Election officials must defend the process they used and demonstrate that their decision complied with Virgin Islands law. The candidate has also indicated that he would consider dropping the lawsuit should the Board of Elections voluntarily restore him to the ballot. The continuing case places election procedure, candidate certification, administrative authority, and voter choice before the federal court. The final outcome may also influence how similar qualification disputes are handled in future Virgin Islands elections. Okay, so we're going to continue to follow this story, because a lot of people have a lot of comments or commentary and opinions about this particular candidate and why he should or should not be able or qualified to run. A lot of his legal standing and backgrounds, cases, things of that nature was standing in the balance, and as well as his failure to comply or to, I guess, procure signatures, all right, during the preliminary portion of his candidacy. So more on that story in just a bit. Good morning, Big Ro. All right, looking bright and shining. Guys, so Trunk Bay on St. John has been ranked the world's best beach in a 2026 International Beach Index. The ranking examined factors associated with the visitor experience, natural scenery, water quality, climate, online reviews, accessibility, and other measurements. Trunk Bay's clear water, white sand, protected surroundings, and underwater snorkeling trail helped to place it at the top. The Virgin Islands earned 2 additional positions among the top 25. Hey, that's a lot to discuss right there. We got to celebrate. Hey, right now, Sandy Point on St. Croix and Megan's Bay on St. Thomas were also included. Congratulations. All right, giving each of the territory's 3 largest islands a beach on the international list. Talk to me nice, so don't talk at all. Good morning, Taniqua. I see you, love. Hey, Taniqua always showing love, I got to say that for sure. And I am a fan because she always has just the right words to really put together what we are traversing here in our territory. I love to read her thoughts online. And I love the work that you're doing, darling. So thank you for always tuning in. Now, we're talking, this is a big deal, because for ages, for as long as I remember, right, we have one of our beaches have been on the top 10 right here in the territory, and that has been Trunk Bay on St. John. We had the Department of Tourism was actually in here with us earlier last week. Shout out to Shaniqua, Shamari, the whole team and squad. Y'all doing big. But listen now, we don't just have one thing to run, reasons to talk about, and to flex when we're talking about. We have one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Now we have 3. Talk to me. Listen, I'm telling you, hey, don't talk to me too hard, because we got a lot to flex about. So, I'm loving this. Congratulations to all who have been involved in making this a possibility. Trunk Bay is located within the Virgin Islands National Park and is one of St. John's most frequently photographed and visited destinations. Sandy Point is known for its long shoreline, wildlife habitat, and seasonal restrictions designed to protect nesting sea turtles. Megan's Bay remains one of St. Thomas's most recognized recreational and tourism sites, and high-profile rankings can increase visitor interest and tourism promotion. They can also place additional pressure on parking, sanitation, marine resources, wildlife, public facilities, and the employees' responsibility for maintaining popular beaches. Residents and visitors are being reminded to follow posted regulations, dispose of waste properly. Yes, I'm talking to you. Dispose of it properly. Not out the car, not on the side, not in a bag, hang up on a tree. Properly. All right? Avoid damaging coral and vegetation. Wear the right sunscreen as well. Okay, it's very important. And make sure you're taking care of the vegetation as well. Leave things better than how you met it. All right, and respect areas closed for environmental protection. Let's do that, because listen, the Virgin Islands is a vibe, and it just proves it right here in itself. I am so proud to say I'm from right here on these here Virgin Islands. Okay. So that's right. Now, a closely divided Senate committee has advanced legislation requiring the governor's approval before certain Virgin Islands inmates can be transferred to correctional facilities outside of the territory. The measure moved forward by a 4-3 vote. Supporters argue that transferring a person far from home is a serious decision that affects family contact, legal access, rehabilitation, and government spending. The Bureau of Corrections has used off-island facilities when local institutions lack sufficient space, appropriate security classifications, specialized services, or safe living conditions. Transfers can also be required when territorial facilities are damaged or unable to properly house particular inmates. Opponents questioned whether requiring the government's direct approval could slow urgent decision or interfere with corrections professionals responsible for safety and placement. Family members often struggle to visit inmates held on the mainland because of airfare, lodging, transportation, and distance involved. Okay? Attorneys may also face added difficulty communicating with clients or preparing cases, which is a huge problem in itself. All right. The bill now moves to its next stage of legislative consideration. Lawmakers may still amend the approval process, define emergency exceptions, or clarify which transfers would require executive authorization. Also, legislation creating criminal penalties for inmates who possess or use unauthorized cellular phones and electronic devices had advanced in the Senate. Correctional officials are concerned that contrabanded phones can be used to coordinate illegal activity, intimidate witnesses, contact victims, arrange the movement of prohibited items, plan escapes, or communicate without monitoring. The proposal would make possession or use of unauthorized electronic communication devices a separate offense. However, Justice Department representatives warned that the proposed penalties might not be strong enough to deter the behavior. The debate also raised questions about how the devices enter correctional institutions. Phones may be brought in by visitors, employees, contractors, newly admitted inmates, or through material thrown or delivered across facility boundaries. Effective enforcement requires more than punishing the inmate who possesses the device. It also requires searches, screening technology, employee accountability, visitor controls, intelligence gatherings, and investigations into outside suppliers. Lawmakers will have another opportunity to revise the penalties and address concerns before proposals receive final consideration. All right. Now, there's two things we're talking about there, considering our inmates locally. And one of the things I would like to see is that we stop shipping our sons and daughters away. Nobody is going to take care of we. Nobody is coming to save we. They do not have our best interest at heart. And even while navigating the legal systems, whether right or wrong, right? We got to create avenues for these individuals to be able to have access to the things they have rights to. Yes, they are still citizens. Yes, they are still sons and daughters of the soil. They still have mothers. They still have children. They still have daughters. Let's talk about it, because we have so many single family households, and a lot has contributed to incarceration as well as death and other facets as well too. Now imagine being a child and your parent is one that was incarcerated for whatever reason that may be, and you are now forced to not even have visiting rights, to where you can't even see this parent, right? And granted, that comes, you do the crime, you do the time, of course. However, we really need to do a better job of considering certain things when we are trying to rebuild our community. All of facets that contribute to either our gain or our loss. We have to be mindful of those things. We're trying to raise children that can give back to their community. We're trying to raise well-rounded citizens. They a lot of times have no say in terms of what they are born into or inherit, but we can do a great job of making sure that we can lessen the blow, right, by ensuring that we are not adding to the deficits that we're already experiencing in so many great ways. A lot of these sons and daughters of the soil can do a great deal of work right here along our shores to keep our beaches and our coastlines clean. What happened to the days when we used to utilize our prisoners for the little things that we contract in people to do now? So in an effort to kind of control every drop in the bucket, why are we then spending more money to ship out good, clean, strong labor? And some might say, oh, that's slavery. No, you do the time, you do the crime. All right. It is literally a means for them to develop skills as well as work ethic, which a lot of them fail to get because other systems within our community fail to, in one way or the other, give them the structure that they needed, right? Whether it be from staying in the home or at school, or they have issues with authority. These are some ways that we can rehabilitate, right? Because these are adult correctional facilities, and how are we correcting anything in our facilities if we are shipping them out? I think we need to get back into the correcting side of things and stop finding ways to, pass the work on to someone else, because we're the ones that are ultimately losing at the end of the day. All right, we have so many that are already exodusing out of the territory. Trust me, we don't need to be assisting and sending anybody anywhere. But more on this story as it continues. You see more and more of the conversation had taken place, and I love to see it, because conversations are where change take place. All right, so don't ever feel discouraged about talking on the things that you feel passionately about. Whether people agree or disagree with you, these are the conversations where we are able to really gain perspective and create real change. All right. So, yes, love. Yes, love. Now, let's continue. We only have a few minutes left on the show. 9:47 already. Can you imagine? All right. I'm going to remind you guys again, early voting starts today. Make sure you are heading out to the polls. If you don't want to stand in a line come August 1st, you don't want to beat the rush, get your vote in. I think I'm going to do that for sure, so that I can go out and help to encourage others to go and vote on the day of. Yes. And have a lot of election parties that are going to be taking place as well too. And, it's going to be the first of the month. So everything do on the first. So if it's one less thing you got to worry about on the first, make sure you go and do your early voting. All right. Now, so a campaign rally on St. Thomas brought national political attention to the Virgin Islands primary election as members of Congress and other prominent supporters appeared in support of Delegate Stacey Plaskett's gubernatorial campaign. All right. Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's endorsed Plaskett and addressed attendees during the event. The rally and campaign speeches, political endorsements, music, entertainment, and appeals to Democratic primary voters. National endorsements can provide a local campaign with fundraising assistance, media exposure, volunteer interest, and access to political networks. They may also lead opponents to question whether the campaign is focused enough on everyday territorial issues. Voters continue to identify electricity, reliability, healthcare, education, housing, public safety, wages, government accountability, roads, and economic development as central concerns. This rally took place as campaigns intensified their efforts before the primary. Early voting, public forums, debates, advertising, endorsements, and community appearances are expected to increase as candidates compete for support. All qualified voters are being encouraged to review the candidates' records and proposals rather than relying solely on endorsements or campaign appearances. Also, the Virgin Islands women's basketball team suffered a difficult loss against Mexico in the semifinal round of the FIBA Women's America Cup 2027 Central Basket Qualifier in Managua, Nicaragua. All right. The team reached the semifinal after defeating the Bahamas in the quarterly final round. That victory placed the Virgin Islands among the 4 final teams in the competition and within reach of qualification for the next major tournament. All right. Players will now evaluate the tournament, identify areas for improvement, and prepare for future regional and international competition. So congrats to them. And don't be dismayed. Do not be dismayed. You guys worked very, very hard and we're very proud of you. All right. So that and more in just a bit, guys. Keep it locked. It's 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, and Bush T in the morning. And I have one last article I got to share with you guys, as well as some reminders. All right. And then that's it. That's a wrap for the show. So keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a bit. Bush T in the morning, baby. Don't touch that dial.
Good day, Virgin Islanders. This is Stacey Plaskett. Early voting has begun. For months, Milton Potter and I listened to what you were going through, enduring. You're tired of outages, tired of schools in disrepair, tired of delayed projects, tired of hearing that money has been secured while daily life still feels too hard. We hear you. I have spent years fighting to bring home the resources to meet those needs. More than $24 billion for recovery and rebuilding. Major support for our hospitals and schools. I carried your fight to Washington. Now I'm asking for your help to carry this campaign across the finish line. Federal resources do not turn into finished projects by themselves. A delegate can fight for the money. A governor must make sure the project moves, departments perform, the work is completed, and the people feel the difference. That is the responsibility Milton and I are asking you to entrust to us. No future can change unless people show up and choose it. Vote early. Take your family, call your friends, check on senior who may need a ride. You gave Milton and me the strength to fight for the resources. Now give us the authority to put them to work. On August 1st, vote for the power of two, Stacey Plaskett and Milton Potter.
Sponsored by Plaskett Potter for People.
1 gig for $50 a month and a 30-day money-back guarantee? Are you fiber kidding me? I'm in. Charles, take the mic. I have to go. Oh, all right. Visit libertyvi.com/fiber and switch to Liberty True Fiber now.
Hey, hon, have you checked out Precision Auto Parts? They have everything you need for your car.
Is that the auto parts store where cars only used to be by 5 corners?
Yes, they offer the widest variety of domestic and foreign parts. From oil to batteries, filters to lawnmowers and trimmer accessories, they have it all.
Wow, that's amazing. I heard they had the lowest prices in town too.
Absolutely. Plus, their customer service is top notch. They really know their stuff.
For all your automobile accessory needs, visit Precision Auto Parts. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Call them today at 340-773-7276.
Precision Auto Parts, your one-stop shop for quality auto parts at unbeatable prices. Precision Auto Parts, for a smoother ride.
Is your Homer business ready for a fresh new look? Phantom Eyes LLC has got you covered from top to bottom. From professional painting and power washing to tiling, masonry, services, and deep cleaning, even yard cleanup. Phantom Eyes LLC does it all, and they do it right. We bring precision, reliability, and an eye for detail to every project. Big job or small job, your property is our priority. Call 340-226-3610 today and let Phantom Eyes LLC transform your space. Phantom Eyes LLC. If you can imagine it, we can improve it.
Hey, have you checked the cistern lately?
Yeah, and don't worry, I already called Julian's Trucking.
Julian's Trucking for cisterns and pool fills?
Exactly. They handle cistern fills and pool fills. Fast, reliable, and hassle-free.
That's a relief. Last time we waited forever.
Not with Julian's. They show up when they say they will, and they get the job done right the first time.
All right. What's the number?
Just call Julian's Trucking today at 340-277-8510 or 340-277-9093.
Cistern full, pool ready, stress gone.
Julian's Trucking, your trusted choice for cistern and pool fills.
In a world where the big K is gone, one name stands alone with 3 locations ready to fill the void. Super Dollar.
This is how it should be done.
Super Dollar is St. Croix's #1 department store with aisles fully stocked with everything you need. Home appliances, car accessories, clothing, toys, electronics, and much, much more. Just visit one of our 3 locations in Princess, Sunny Island, Frederickstead, and see why Virgin Islanders shop at Super Dollar. Department store quality, dollar store prices.
Armstrong Ice Cream St. Croix, serving up sweetness, family style in Frederickstead. Come cool on down with island ice cream flavors you love. Pumpkin and Billy's for Thanksgiving vibes. Sweet guava berry for Christmas time. And all year round, we're serving up lemongrass, soursop, gooseberry, guava, passion fruit, and so much more. Amazing and refreshing taste in every scoop. Hungry? You'll love the deli. Veggie beef burgers, hot off the grill. Cheesy quesadillas, done just right. Hours nice and easy. Tuesday to Saturday, 7 to 7 with the deli serving until 2:30 p.m. And Sundays serving ice cream 11 to 7 p.m. Give us a call, 340-772-1919. Armstrong Ice Cream. Cool vibes, sweet flavors, island style.
To many, Rodney Moorhead is a leader, a mentor, and an advocate. To me, he is my husband, my best friend, and the steady foundation of our family. I'm Loretta Moorhead, and I've watched Rodney lead with integrity, compassion, and unwavering commitment, not because of his title, but because serving others is simply who he is. I've watched him come home after long days at school and still take time to answer a parent's call or help students who needed guidance. That's just who Rodney is. He listens before he speaks, puts people first, and believes that real leadership is measured by service, not promises. The same character that guides our family is the character he will bring to serving the people of the Virgin Islands. On August 1, I humbly ask for your vote for Donna Fred Gregory for governor and Rodney Moorhead for lieutenant governor, number 3 on your ballot. Enough is enough. It's time for results.
The new 101.3 Roe FM, WEVI, Frederickstead, Christiansted,
And cry full of your vibe.
St. Croix.
Are you looking for another source of income while earning an in-demand marketable trade that enhances your resume? If so, the Virgin Islands Air National Guard is the best kept secret of the Air Force that provides you these opportunities and so much more. Take advantage of these amazing benefits while serving locally in your community 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. To learn more, contact your Virgin Islands Air National Guard recruiter at 340-277-80.
It's the only one worth keeping set to preset. 101.3 Roe FM. Now broadcasting from the Napa Auto and Truck Parts Studio. They have bulk oil filters in stock now. Keep your feet on the road.
Yes, yes. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in this morning on the Facebook Live, on the TuneIn app, as well as on the dial. All the real MVPs, man. Yet another one again. It's your hostess with the mostest, Neeks. You already know. So, guys, one last story for the day before we go, because this to me is very, very important as we head on into back to school era, okay, of the year. So, listen, and this is a very special one because we have a lot of students that will be going to schools for the first time after our territory-wide redistricting, all right? So, shout out to the parents who are traversing that right now with getting back to school supplies together, getting new uniforms. And speaking of uniforms, I want to say a huge apology to everybody that came out to the back to school giveaway that were looking for uniforms, all right, in partnership with the Butterfly Effect. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there was a communication disparity, and apparently there was a little bit of a mix-up, so we apologize for those things that were unforeseen circumstances that did not allow us to have uniforms at this back-to-school giveaway this year. This was the first year we did not have it available for you guys, and we do apologize, okay? So that being said, when they are available again, hopefully that information and we'll be able to let you guys know. For those who might be looking forward to getting uniform items, please reach out to the Butterfly Effect, okay, on Facebook. So we apologize yet again, and hopefully next time that won't be the case, but we definitely were looking forward to it as well. So apologies to you guys. I did not get to mention it on the day of, so this is me letting you guys know now, all right? Thank you again to all who came out. And St. Thomas, you got next, because as of Saturday, we're going to be in St. Thomas making sure that you guys have your back to school ready and available to you, all right? So that being said, the Virgin Islands Department of Education is calling all parents and guardians of public school students throughout the territory to participate in the 2026 Summer Parent Survey. The survey is designed to give families an opportunity to provide direct feedback about their experience with the public school system. Parents and guardians can share their views on school communication, teaching and learning, student support, safety, family engagement, school climate, and the overall quality of services provided to their children. Okay, all eligible public school parents and guardians in both the St. Croix District and the St. Thomas St. John District are encouraged to participate. The deadline for completing the survey is August 14th, all right, 2026. August 14th is the deadline to submit, okay? School starts August 10th, for those who may not know. Education officials say parent feedback can help them better understand what is working well and where families believe changes or additional support may be needed. Survey responses may also help to guide future planning programs, communication strategies, family engagement activities, and decisions intended to improve the educational experience of the students. Parents often see parts of the school experience that may not be immediately visible to administrators. They may notice difficulties involving communication, transportation, special education services, homework expectations, school meals, discipline, bullying, classroom support, school facilities, or even access to teachers and counselors. This survey gives families a formal opportunity to raise those concerns while also recognizing teachers, principals, support employees, and schools that are providing positive experiences. So again, it's not just for the negative stuff. Make sure that you are highlighting things that do work so that can continue. All right. As part of the initiative, the department has launched the Parent Voice Challenge, a friendly competition between the St. Croix District and the St. John District. The goal is to determine which district can achieve the strongest level of parent participation. And I like that. That's a good challenge, you know? Yeah. I like that. Walk with that. The challenge is intended to encourage families to take a few minutes to complete the survey rather than assuming that someone else will speak on their behalf. Okay? The district is asking with the highest participation, who will demonstrate that its parents and guardians are actively engaged and willing to help shape the future of public education. All right. Parents with more than one child may have a very different experiences at different schools. One child may be receiving strong academic and emotional support, while another may be struggling with communication, transportation, scheduling, special services, or just the learning environment overall. Families are being encouraged to provide honest and constructive feedback based on their actual experiences. All right. So it's not just for parents who have complaints. Families have seen improvements, received strong support, or had positive experiences with teachers and school employees are also encouraged to please participate. All right. Officials stressing that meaningful family engagement should extend beyond attending report card meetings or responding when a problem occurs. Parents or guardians partners in education, and their observations can help the schools to improve student attendance, academic performance, behavior, safety, and communications. Get your voices heard. I can't stress this enough. All right. Families who may need assistance accessing or completing the survey may contact district representatives. The department identified Deshaun Williams. Okay, I'll say his name again. Deshaun Williams as a contact for the St. Thomas, St. John District, and Jaleese Shang as a contact for the St. Croix District. Okay, so please be sure to reach out to them. You can find them on social media as well, too, under the Department of Education. I'll say again, Jaleese for St. Croix District. That's who you can contact for assistance in completing the survey if you have any questions or concerns, and Deshaun Williams for the St. Thomas St. John District. Okay. Also want to wish everybody a pleasant Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep your hands at 10 and 2. I want to say a huge thank you to our sponsors, My Lad Variety Store and Shop there in the Barron Spot Shopping Center. Always doing it big. Much love to you. Also to the Flaming Grill STX. They got grilled chicken breast and bang bang shrimp today. Make sure you get yours. Just give them a call, 340-778-6270. That's the number to call. Get yours today. And a huge shout out to Liberty VI. You got about a little bit over a week left for you to be able to get this free promotion that they have going on, where you get free installation of your true fiber experience. I say it's fiber fever time, guys. All right. It used to be only Fridays. Now it's all days that end with a Y. Go and sign up. Make sure you're ready for the new school year, and you don't have to worry about whether the weather outside is bad or not. Your service is going to be strong. Okay, so go check that out. And also, don't forget, it is officially early voting today. It started today, July 20th. So go on out and get your vote on. All right, it's been a pleasure hosting with you guys yet again. Thank you. St. Thomas, don't forget, you got next this weekend. Tell a friend and tell a friend. All right. This has been an awesome edition of Bush Tea in the Morning. It's your hostess, Neeks. We got Angela Yee up next, so don't touch that dial. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a bit. I'll see you later. Keep it locked.
My mother diss me because she coulda clone me. Fame risky, oh well, I feel like a real life. I wish nobody never know me. You know I feel, find out family not real. You know I feel. No matter what you do for them, it's not enough. Out of airport floor, I'ma sleep on the tour.